Victory to love, the love inside your heart. Victory to the light that shines in your mind. Earth, sky, and stars, 10,000 suns.
Namaste. Hi yogis, welcome to the Shaman and the Mermaid, and we're giving you your astrological report for January 17th through February 16th. It kicks off with a Cancer full moon, the watery full moon of emotions and connecting into the soul. The January 17th full moon is very significant because it's the same date that the moon's nodes, where eclipses happen, changes signs. For the last 18 months, they've been in the signs of Sagittarius and Gemini, and on the 17th they shift into Scorpio and Taurus, the axis of survival, of truth, of body and soul. Doesn't that sound intriguing? Stay tuned. And we're also in the energy of Jupiter and Pisces, which we'll connect up with in Neptune in April. And that's also one of the dominant themes of 2022, that and the nodes shifting. And so the last time Jupiter and Neptune were in Pisces was in the mid-1850s when Walt Whitman was at the height of his time. So we delved into some Walt Whitman.
Big fan of Walt Whitman. He's the forefather of the Transcendentalist movement, as I'm sure you remember from your English classes. And he wrote Leaves of Grass, Song of Myself. And we took our theme this time from that poem, Song of Myself. Re-examine all that you have been told, dismiss that which insults your soul. And we chose this because as he was in his prime in the 1957 is when Leaves of Grass published, self-published.
1857.
I'm sorry, 1857, thank you. 165 years later, we're in that same Jupiter, Neptune, Pisces energy. And so it's kind of, you can look at these parallels, like what was happening then, what was happening now. The Transcendental movement was pushing people to step out of their religious ideologies that they grew up with, that were kind of handed down to them, and go into a soulful level of their philosophies and making sure that that resonates. You know, sometimes your religion does resonate with you and your faith that you're practicing is in alignment with what you feel on a soul level, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we feel like I have to do this out of obligation and out of respect for my family and church and God and country, but on my soul level it doesn't resonate with me, and I really feel like this tug of war internally inside me. Well, this is the axis, this nodal axis that is asking us to pluck out on that Scorpio South node all the things that no longer serve us, that aren't truths anymore, that don't resonate on a soul level, to go into the shadow of our own being and look at the things that we've hidden and denied and drowned out through our different ways we can numbify ourselves. And it says, let this come to a death. Let this end now. And resurrect on the other side in that rebirth energy as the healthier, cleaner, more attuned to who you are, soulful level. So this is that time to kind of dig in and find your spiritual way that works for you, separate from what you've been told. So re-examine all that you have been told. Dismiss that which insults your soul. Walt Whitman. And as we move into this second coming of the Transcendental era of our awareness, I mean, of course, Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces have been conjunct every 165 years since time immemorial. So our remembrance of it, this isn't really the second coming, this is the millionth coming of it, but is a comparison to that 1850s time, and then here we are again with it. We can learn from the past, we can step up into our next iteration of what it is to have a spiritual revolution. And there's lots of things in this report that are supporting that besides the node shifting into Taurus and Scorpio. Things like the sun is going to move into Aquarius, so happy birthday to all the Aquarians. Uranus is going to go direct in the sign of Taurus. This is also a big, Uranus is the revolter, he's Uncle Uranus, the one that throws down the lightning bolt that makes us awaken to something new. In that sign of Taurus where the North Node is shifting into, that says check your values, check your body, check the earth. These are like three big dogs that Taurus is the reign of, that ruler of. What else do we have that supports this ideology of a spiritual awakening or revolution?
Mercury is retrograde during this time, just a few days before the report comes out on January 14th. And Mercury is retrograde through February 3rd, the day after Imbolc. Mercury will start its transit backwards in Aquarius, that Uranian energy, and go back into Capricorn. And during this time, Mercury will crisscross the planet Pluto 3 times. It did on December 30th, January 28th will be the next one, and February 11th will be the third. Pluto is the planet that represents the soul itself, taking it back to the Walt Whitman quote, "Dismiss that which insults your soul." Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, is where the South Node is going on January 17th. The South Node is what needs to be transformed, healed, let go of, revealed what has been misaligned with the truths of spirit. And so Scorpio is about deep hidden things that are in the shadowy realms. Pluto and Scorpio also rule plutocracy, which means those that are in power of the money, in power of the policy, in power of the resources. And so there may be a lot of things coming up out of here about what has been going on in the shadowy underpart of the world everywhere, in the governments, corporations, policy, the lockdowns, the policies of masking and all that may come up. Who knows which way it will go, but things that were presented one way may come up as another. That's just the nature of South Node in Scorpio. It's a frequency like red. And so when Mercury is going retrograde, he's going to crisscross Pluto 3 times. So the nature of facts, information, and the mind is going to take a dance over the soul 3 times during retrograde. And retrograde says review, return, re-examine what you've been told. And that goes back to the whole Walt Whitman quote, re-examine all that you've been told, ... and dismiss that which insults your soul. And what is in between that ellipsis there? What is he telling you to re-examine?
The whole quote is re-examine all that you have been told from schools, from churches, and from books that you've read. Dismiss that which insults your soul. It's taking what we have stepped away from, our spirit, our awareness of intuitive listening. We've lost that. And it's asking us to go back to that. That's what this quote is really getting at. Like, we've learned so much. We are smart. We are highly intelligent beings, cognitive. We've lost intuition and replaced it with cognition. And this is saying, yeah, but what do you feel? And that Cancer full moon on the 17th, when the node shift, is kicking off that, what do you feel? Illuminate it. What do you feel? And trust that. Learning to trust that and follow up on that as well. There's a couple other dances over Pluto that happen during this time. The sun is going to cross Pluto. And I think, remember, the sun is our outward expression of ourselves. And it's going to say, is what you're showing up as in the world a reflection of what dwells in your soul? Are you presenting to the outside world who you are on the inside force of your being? And those need to get in alignment with each other. We can't present one way and feel internally a different way, because eventually that is going to become a dissonance or dis-ease in our whole entire being. So this is a reminder to get in alignment with what we feel on that soul level. And also dancing across Pluto is Venus a couple of times this year, and she is going to go direct and come back over Pluto. And Venus represents true love. Love in its purest form. Love is in that unconditional, the biggest way that we can express it. And it's dancing on our soul again. Are we being that? Are we being love? at the essence of all beings on the soul level is love. Are we being it? So we'll get another nudge reminder of that during this astrological period as well, to check in, to re-examine all that we have been told and dismiss that which insults your soul.
One other big energy that's going to happen during this time is Uranus will go direct. Uranus has been retrograde for 5.5 months, so since the summer of 2021, and that's on January 18th. Uranus is the energy that governs awakening of the spirit and soul to the self. It's electric, it's lightning, it's sudden, it's revelatory. It's also in the sign of Taurus where the new North Node is. And so Uranus is going to be a huge player, influencer for the next 18 months, where Uranus will be hanging out with the North Node. Listen to the body, listen to the intuition, go back to the natural ways, simplify things, go back to Mother Earth, love the earth, our theme for last time. And Uranus going direct will also let go of his lightning power, and things may be suddenly revealed, shocked, brought out of the underworld, and we may have to change our focus of where we're going. Uranus is going to say, pay attention to the earth, people. So
It keeps saying that each report. There must be something to that. There's a new moon in Aquarius as well during this report. It's on January 31st. And it's going to, Aquarian energy is innovation, revelation, bigger thinking for the good of the whole. It's ideas that are being birthed and exploding. So this is exciting to me. On a new moon is the beginning of something. And this is a new moon that's in January of the beginning of a year. So we can plant these seeds of new innovations, new ways to step into a more spiritual, earth-centered practice for ourselves. I think that's exciting. And that Aquarius new moon is also the Chinese New Year, which this year is the year of the tiger, water tiger to be exact. And let that just kind of sit with you. What does that mean to you? And then go look it up. But what is water tiger energy? Just upon hearing that, how does that feel? And when I first heard that, we both went, yay! And we don't even know what it means by the Chinese calendar exactly. But just on that intuitive level, hearing water tiger together just felt good. It felt like there is new energy moving in on a tenacious, powerful level that's going to move and clear. Water is life, right? Water is life, and the tiger is tenacious. So I'm excited for this new life moving forward. And then I think that kind of wraps us up. It'll bring us to a Leo full moon on February 16th, just a little after, I guess that's President's Day, a little after Valentine's Day. We'll catch up with you again and give you some more information about what's happening in the stars. If you're able, check our astrological workshops we're doing. We brought them back this year. There's one, this might come out in time for you to catch the date, but January 16th. And we'll do Intro 101 to Astrology, but keep an eye, there's more to come throughout the year that helps us navigate the stars. Be well, have a good one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Victory to love, the love inside your heart. Victory to the light that shines in your mind. Earth, sky and stars, 10,000 suns shine within us all. Give praise to the one. Victory to love, the love inside your heart. Victory to the light